Oh, there's one. Oh! Recently, the channel got 1,000 subs, so huge thanks to all of you. I thought I'd do this video a little differently and do some commentary on a few Darklord replays. I'm also planning on doing a live stream when the Cartesia pack comes to Master Duel, do some pack openings and a big attempt at getting multiple Royal Rares with the CP that I've been saving up for a while now. Maybe I'll actually get Royal First Darklord this time. Should be fun. Speaking of live streams, now that the channel is partnered, we now have channel emotes as well. It's through the join button that you see on the channel and videos, but that's completely optional. Shout out to Daz for being the first. Here's what I used to get to Diamond this season, with some small changes from the last video. Cyberstein has been very useful, acting as a more expensive instant fusion that also makes Psychic and Punisher a huge threat if you can make that the same turn. Another big addition is Dugaris, being able to revive what you need at that moment, or using it to draw and discard for more plays. For this first replay, I want to know your opinion, because part of the reason why I take a while to make these videos is because I just don't get the replays that are that interesting too often. This one is like a cheap win, so I'm more or less asking if you want to see stuff like this because of what I do in my turn, and less about what the opponent does, or if I should just keep doing what I've been doing and try to get stuff that is a bit more back and forth. Either way, the turn starts with pretty much only one play, which is to go for a risky mill. Luckily, they were playing Fluon Breeze, so now that I know I'm going up against them, I'll set up my board for that. Since there's no need to make Dweller, I'll be making Dugaris so that I can revive a monster later on, based on what I mill. Rhinoheart will be my normal summon, and I'll send Havnus to make Kit. I'll search for Merly so I can mill a few more, but also make Elf afterwards. For the next fusion, I'll make Dragostapelia for my first negate. Dugaris will bring back Ixchel so I can recover a bit of life points since I'll be going for Cyberstein afterwards. I'll make sure to put it under where Elf is pointing at so that I can make IP to fill that spot. Now that it's their turn, I have Havnus encased in normal summon, Dragostapelia to negate it, and Exterior to stop everything else. I could go into Avermax and the first Darklord here, but that wasn't needed. Next replay doesn't go too smoothly on my turn, but I did what I could to set it up for plays on their turn. They go straight to the battle phase to use Evenly Matched, so I respond with getting my Miller into the graveyard, but sadly they're prepared for that too. They're playing a Branded Thunder Dragon deck and setting up their board in a way that wouldn't use branded spells or traps on my turn, since they know I can just use Ishizu cards to shuffle them back into the deck. I know that I don't have any of them in my graveyard at the moment, but they wouldn't risk it knowing that I can easily mill cards. If they had made Mirror Jade instead and banished my monster to then make the second Masquerade on my turn before the main phase, that would have been enough for them to win. But I guess they really wanted me to surrender. It's not looking too good for me since they're setting up their board so that I can't switch cards, lose 1200 life points with each activation, and the monster negate. I have to make every activation count, and avoiding everything that won't lead me to a certain boss monster that loves it when I'm low on life points. I start off by normal summoning a second Merly and activating it. It didn't matter too much what was going to get milled here since what I wanted was already in the grave. I make Elf with them to grab Diviner and then send a Miller to hopefully mill a tier name and make Kit. From Kit, I have to skip her effect and go straight into Psychic and Punisher. After I bring it out, I activate the final effect that also barely makes it strong enough to win the game. For Branded Darklord, this is what I used to get to DOV max. Biggest change being Dark Law and Mask Change 2 to bring it out. It was great up until DLV 18-ish, where I started to run into Exosister and Ishizu Tearlament, which is a little surprising because I didn't see them up until that point. There's also a second Masquerade, which does come up often. This does mean I had to get rid of Morningstar and Condemn Darklord to make room for all of this. For the replays, unfortunately I only have one left for this video, but with Cartesia coming pretty soon, I'll be bringing plenty of branded Darklord videos. I'm going up against a hero player here, and while I don't exactly know what the end board should ideally look like, they did manage to end up with a board that forces me to bet on one card. I needed to make them use a monster effect so that I can use Triple Tactics talent and get rid of the biggest problem being Plasma, which negates all of the opponent's on-field monster effects. Before I talk more about the duel, the new Banlist came out as I was editing this video, and it looks like we'll be getting that branded support in the next pack too. I'll try to figure out what changes need to be done with both deck lists since the new Bystials will be here as well. But yeah, plan on opening that pack if you want to upgrade your Darklord decks. I kinda wish both Ishizu Shufflers were banned instead of being limited to one though. Cyberstein getting banned is good. You won't be seeing Exterior running around too. Luckily, Darklord didn't banish Triple Tactics, so now I'm able to play the game. Since Plasma is now on my side of the field, DPE will be negated and will make Plasma a bit stronger for the battle phase. Now I can use the rest of the cards in my hand safely and set up a board to win on this turn. I'll send Banishment with X-Shell's effect since I already used it earlier, and then normal summon Aliber. Branded Fusion will bring out Mirror Jade, and Tragedy will search for Dramaturge for that extra damage. Lubellion will send Amdusk to the grave, but we'll have enough monsters to make another fusion in a bit. Brandon in red can grab Tragedy to make the first Darklord, which also brings back Dramaturge to the field to go for the OTK. Mirror Jade will banish their hero Sunrise, since that monster has an effect that lets them destroy one of my cards if I were to target one of their other hero monsters for an attack. With that out of the way, I now have enough damage on the field to win the game. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll see you next time.